better position to not only bring justice to those families into the community, but for all of us to sleep a little better at night. With that, I want to take any questions you may have.
Mayor, were you shocked to see that the McDaniel person was connected to a homicide, a day before and then a day after?
McDaniel's behavior is extremely brazen. Here we have a person in Fairfield who lives in Fairfield, coming into our city, committing these heinous acts. Again, we wanted swift justice. We need swift justice. Let me define we. The 4 victims killed. Let me define we. The 17 other people injured, who will survive, but their new normal is not normal, right? It's probably still nightmares. It's probably still sleepless nights. It's probably still physical pain, emotional trauma, etc. Justice for the victim in Eastlake the next day, less than 24 hours later, along with the other people that were shot, and the young lady at Club 604. This was a person who was hell-bent on literally hurting people, taking lives. Oh, he needed to be all the way off our streets. So again, just expressing gratitude for law enforcement for what they did. I think you were second.
Yeah. How much safer, do you feel like Birmingham streets will be now with these 4 individuals off the streets? And what message do you think that it sends to people of the community?
Both questions are great. To your first question, is Birmingham safer? Absolutely. Anytime we can take 1 killer off the street, that makes us safer. We've taken several killers off the street in the form of arrest. There's still a open investigation. There's still a process going through the courts, but absolutely safer. That's one. 2, the message is twofold. I want to start the message first to people who don't care about other people, who want to hurt other people and shoot at people and take lives and assault people. We got some big friends in town. They're called the FBI, the DEA, ATF, the U.S. Attorney's Office, Secret Service, IRS, as well as the Sheriff's Office. In partnership with BPD, we got time. We got time to hunt you down. We got time to keep our investigations going. We got time to find you, capture you, and arrest you and take you off the street. If you want to hurt people, we're going to do our job. Now, in the best case scenario, we can prevent some of these actions. But one of the best ways is to make sure people don't feel comfortable enough to commit the behavior. So we want to continue to be in the best position to keep making arrests.
The announcement of the arrest, great news. What's next? You've got this commission, how do you kind of move forward from here?
Yeah. I want to be clear. This is still an ongoing investigation. That's one. And so law enforcement doing their job, I'm confident there's more to come. I think from here, we continue to do what we do. Those partners I named, I'm going to keep naming them. All the alphabets, all of our federal partners, Sheriff's Office, DA's Office, U.S. Attorney's Office. In collaboration, we want to smoke out. We want to make it very uncomfortable. We want to rid our city of the criminal element that lends itself to shootings, felony assaults, and murders. Period. That's it. The Crime Commission is one thing, right? It allows a group of folk over here who are not necessarily in the trenches here in law enforcement with active investigations. But the folk over here allows us to look under the hood, if you would, assessing, stealing, borrowing, whatever synonym you want to use, to gather best practices from other cities that have been successful in decreasing crime. Uche Bean, who leads our violence reduction initiatives, along with LaTanya Tate, who serves as chairwoman of the Public Safety Committee on the City Council, are doing an amazing job. This commission seeks to only support and or enhance in the form of more recommendations to the city. What I can tell you and what I feel very confident about is whatever those recommendations are, you, the press, the media, the community, residents, victims who survived, victim families who have not survived, have my commitment that those recommendations won't sit on a desk somewhere or a shelf and collect dust. We will move with a sense of speed and urgency, whether they're short term, mid, or long term, whether it's $0 or thousands of dollars, whether it's manpower, resources, or technology. Whatever the recommendations are, we will continue to add every tool in the toolbox to address this issue, continue to seek violence reduction, and take hardened criminals off the streets. Who's next?
Chief Thurman mentioned that more than 300 tips came in. Do you think that the efforts of those agencies that you keep naming would have been possible without those community tips and responses?
That's a good question. That's one I'll have to let you allow law enforcement to answer.
Anything you would say to people in the past? We've talked about people not stepping up, but to see them say they got all these tips,
Yeah.
you want to say to the community?
And my words to the community are sincere when I say thank you. Birmingham, Alabama, you heard me speak earlier. Birmingham, Alabama is at its best when everybody's rowing in the same direction and everybody steps up. Birmingham, Alabama, all of us can use more accountability. The onus has to be on all of us. So to see citizens pour in that number of tips is extremely impressive. But we need it for every homicide, not just for a mass shooting. Anybody that has information. Somebody was brazen enough a couple nights ago to follow a family, a woman and a man in the car, and children in the car. And when that car came to a stop at a light, to shoot into that car and shoot children. Law enforcement's all over it. But if anybody has any information, there are ways you can bring us that information and remain anonymous. Anytime a child is shot, anytime a child is hurt, we got to step up as adults in this community. We're the village. We have to protect that child or children. If an adult is comfortable shooting a child and people have information that won't come